Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Drake's Corner podcast. I'm your host, Drake Tharp, and I know, it's been a while. I'm not going to speak onto it too much, but we're back, and I promise from this point forward, weekly videos every week, maybe a little something bonus too. Who knows? We got a lot coming up right now in the sports world. We're going to get into Morant, Jokic talk, Carr talk, Daniel Jones talk. And we'll do a little top 10 list for the players who showed out at the Combine, kind of the standouts there. But we had a few signings in the NFL world go down, quarterback-wise, over the last weekend today. And then we'll talk about Morant. That'll be a pretty heavy one, but we're not going to go crazy with it. And then talk about a little Nikola Jokic. Stat padding? Who knows? But we'll start off with here. I think Shannon Sharp already kind of just grilled him on this on Undisputed, and I think pretty much everyone kind of in the NBA analyst world just kind of, said everything that needs to be said, and I don't really need to say more, but one thing I will say is, we've talked about what he's done, and, I'm not going to do the whole, are you going to be a ball player, or are you going to be a thug type narrative? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spit in more just negativity towards the situation, but, the development of his, mental state has gone backwards. And at this point, how does he recover from this? I don't feel like this is going to end his career by any means. It's not going to be a Gilbert Arenas type deal, where he brought the gun in the locker room and, kind of, made a situation out of it. But, he had a possession of it. It went through, team locker rooms, the airport, and it's a 50-game suspension if that happened. And, that now the police are involved. This guy is a role model. And if he can, come back from this, mature up and say, hey, I messed up, instead of doing that BS kind of statement he released after the whole gun situation. He said he needs to find better ways of dealing with stress. And I don't understand how firearms and flexing them on Instagram Live have anything to do with dealing with stress. But, here's his development's gone backwards, and, how can he improve from this? It's going to show his character all in all. And I really think, just to take from the situation, how's it going to come out? How's he going to better himself? That's it. And, Nike can stick with him. He's going to be a solid role model for kids, growing up wanting to be like him. If he comes out of this situation saying, I messed up, I need to do better. And, there's no better role model than someone who's been through adversity and, came out on top. So that's all I'm going to say about it. What's he trying to prove? I don't know. He's still a kid. I'm 20 myself. He's 22. I'm not going to try and speak up to somebody like I know more, but it was stupid. How does he come out of this, though, as a different man, as a mature man, and as a role model for, kids? And he's got I think it's a shaking hands type deal. Like, sure, I'll make $200 million in the NBA. All I have to do is be a role model and, be a good person, good teammate, making smart decisions, etc. But, yeah, I'm not going to go more deep into it. What more needs to be said? I think pretty much everyone in the analyst world has said everything that there needs to be said. So, yeah. Next on the list, maybe third MVP in a row for Nikola Jokic. There's been a lot of talk about stat padding with him. I heard Kendrick Perkins, JJ Redick get into a bit of a dispute about his, his stats and if he's stat padding or not. Let's just say JJ Redick absolutely torched him in the argument. But, the one thing I will say, the ability for him to get assists as a center and, his gift, this gift of passing is, developed through the EuroLeague, and carried into the NBA. Nobody has it like him. There's no other center in this league who has the passing ability like Nikola Jokic. And, as a solid big in the league, if you aren't averaging a double-double with points and rebounds, you're mediocre or less than mediocre, okay? You're expected to, as a center in the NBA, average 10 and 10, okay? Or else you're mediocre or less. The Nuggets are undefeated when Joker has a triple-double, and rightfully deserves MVP once again for this stat if the Nuggets continue to stick in the 1 seed in the West and dominate throughout the regular season. But, all in all, I don't think Joker cares about any of this. He does not care about the triple-double stat. He doesn't care about the MVP. He said in multiple interviews, very bluntly, that he wants to win a championship with Denver. And, back to the ability for him to get assists, like, it's not his fault. He's a playmaker. His basketball IQ is, second to none. It's on LeBron's level, I'd say. And, he's going to get rebounds as a big, and, he's just a gifted scorer as well. So stat padding, no. I don't think you can compare it to, like, Russell Westbrook in 2017, at the free throw line, them letting him get rebounds. Sure, it's a fun thing to have. I mean, who doesn't want to break a triple-double record? But Jokic, I just think he's just a phenomenal basketball player. And for him to get 10-plus assists as a center every night and, lead his team to an undefeated record when he does so is absolutely, unheard of. And, for this guy to have that passing ability, I think it's insane to say Jokic stat pads. I don't like that statement at all. He rightfully deserves his MVP award for being, a three-headed monster and able to, in the ability to get points, rebounds, and assists the way he does, especially the assist part. We probably won't see another big man do it like he does again once he retires. So that's my take on Jokic. I really think he's the favorite again for a third straight MVP. There's been talk about Embiid, but Jokic with that record in the West and, how tough the West is, and they have a large lead in front of most teams in the West. So, Jokic, third MVP, most likely. Stat padding, no. We're going to move on from the NBA onto the field of the NFL. Derek Carr. The signing with the Saints, do I like it? Not really. Derek Carr, I like Derek Carr as a passer. He's a top 12 QB. He gets the job done. He's very serviceable. He's just insane arm talent. He's been through multiple coaches, and he's stuck through with the Raiders the entire time. But I feel like he's past the prime of his career. The Saints have been fluctuating QBs ever since Drew Brees' retirement, and they need to come with terms that they need to blow this up and, start a rebuild, draft a quarterback, get, maybe another, I don't know. They need to just blow it up and get somebody new who can take over this team for more than a decade. They've fluctuated between Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton, Taysom Hill, and now Derek Carr. Derek Carr has proven, like I said, he's serviceable, but, last year he had Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, and, you may say it's coaching, but at the same time, that's a top receiving core in the league, and he didn't really do anything with it. Do we really think he'll put the Saints on an elite level with just Olave, Juwan Johnson, Michael Thomas? We don't know what he's doing. He's injured or out on some island somewhere. I don't know. Alvin Kamara, Kamara's in the twilight of his career. I don't think so. I just don't think he's going to bring him to an elite level. Yeah, the whole division thing about how he's the best quarterback in their division, sure, but they're not going to get past the wild card. They're not going to get, through a lot of teams in the NFC. And I just, don't see this working out for them to, first of all, sign into a 4-year deal. That's a long time. And second of all, just win games at an elite level. I just don't see it happening. Carr has proven, he's serviceable, like I said in the past with the Raiders, but he had a very strong receiving core last year with the Raiders, and it did not work out in the slightest. It could be coaching, I don't know, but I just really don't see this, working out and them getting over 7 wins this year. I like Derek Carr, I really do. He's a good quarterback, but from the Saints side, I would have blown this up. Traded out a few stars and gotten, some draft capital. Start with a new guy. Derek Carr would have been, I don't know, Buccaneers in my mind were a solid spot for him. They already have veteran receivers who he can chuck it up to, kind of same receiving core, talent-wise as I'd say the Raiders, but maybe a little better. And, with better coaching, I thought that would have been solid for the Buccaneers. But they're going to take a different route. Oh, let's see. Daniel Jones. The old desperation signing from the Giants. A 4-year, $160 million contract. The Giants caved in and ultimately set the market. You may think I'm going to say this is a dumb signing, but I actually don't mind the signing. I think, the Giants were, caved in, but at the same time, on the Daniel Jones end, it was a prove-it year for him. He led him to the divisional round of the playoffs. It was mostly defense and, Saquon Barkley carrying the way, but can you name a receiver on the Giants? They might possibly have a worse receiving core than the Chicago Bears. And I'm a Bears fan, and I'm saying that, and they are absolutely terrible. But one, Daniel Jones has improved every year with his passer rating, his passing yards, completion percentage, and two, the weapons the Giants have. Like I said, maybe the worst in the league. But he's shown very good scrambling talent. Some have called him the white Jalen Hurts. Maybe a stretch, I don't know. But, Daniel Jones is improving every year. I think he earned a prove-it year. Maybe the contract details, 4 years. Maybe too long. But, I don't know if he can get them to the next level. But he has improved every year. So we can't deny that fact. And I think he really, proved a new contract with his prove-it year last year, bringing them to the divisional round. You have to really just suck, but he doesn't. He brought him to a divisional round in the playoffs. So what more needs to be said about Danny Dimes? I don't mind the signing. I think the franchise tag would have been better. Another prove it year possibly. Maybe get him a better receiving core, see what he can do with that. But they would have lost Saquon, and I completely understand it. 4 years though, that's the only iffy side of it I'm on. But anyway, good signing for the Giants. Danny brought him to the divisional round, and get him a better receiving core, and we'll see what he can do with that. Main event of the show, top 10 players who showed out from the NFL Combine. This is in no particular order, but these are 10 players who I think just completely upped their draft stock in the NFL Combine. Number 10, maybe, a late round pick, but I really liked him in the drills with it's like the shuffle, and then he runs through the bags. I'll show a highlight on it right here. But Deuce Vaughn, he showed very good shiftiness in this drill, and I think he can be a really good special teams guy coming out of K-State. He's only 5'5", so, you may think, oh, easy to tackle. No, it's hard to get on the same level as these short guys tackling, from the legs down. And, I think he can be a really solid special teams player, maybe a good third down back on screen passes, etc. Number 9, Darnell Washington, tight end out of Georgia. Insane athleticism. He ran a 4.6 40. Absolutely insane at his position. He scored first in athleticism, scored 4 tight ends. And if you just watch this one-handed catch here, that's all I need to say. He's got a great first burst step, and he's going to be a nightmare for linebackers in the red zone. Anyway, another Georgia guy at number 8, Nolan Smith, 1.52 10-yard split and a 41-inch vertical. What more needs to be said? This guy is a solid edge rusher, and he's going to, once again, first step burst, he's going to be just absolutely an animal at that. He's going to be a solid edge rusher in the league, and he's going to blow by tackles here in the future. Number 7, Jackson Smith-Njigba from Ohio State receiver. His 6.57 second 3-cone shuffle puts him at number 7 on this list. He has great athleticism. Maybe not the best top speed, but he has an insane acceleration, and he's going to be a top receiver in the NFL in years to come. I want my Bears to draft him very bad, but I don't know how we're going to do it, but it's going to happen. Number 6, DJ Turner, cornerback out of Michigan, a 4.2 40-yard or 4.28 40-yard dash. These 40-yard dashes for corners and receivers kind of, make or break their early or late round selection. DJ Turner may have possibly just turned himself into a second-round pick with a 4.28 40-yard dash. So it just shows if they can keep up with faster receivers and, acceleration, how good they can press, etc. So DJ Turner, well done. Number 5, Chase Brown, running back out of Auburn, led 3 categories in the NFL Combine: broad jump, vertical, and bench press. 3 categories within the running back sector. So, but he just shows off his athleticism, leading in the broad jump, vertical, bench press. He put up 25 reps on the bench press, 225. That's insane. Number 4, Kalijah Cansey, the best 3-tech besides Jalen Carter in the draft. Once again, another guy with an insane first burst step. He ran a 4.6 40-yard dash, and he just blows up the middle of the offensive line. Number 3, Quentin Johnson, 11 feet 2-inch broad jump and a 40.5-inch vertical. He showed he's a go up and get it type guy, and he's going to be a solid aggressive receiver in years to come. Number 2, C.J. Stroud. Look at him just throwing absolute moon balls. I think he, solidified his, ranking as a top 2 quarterback here in this draft upcoming. I guarantee he'll be a top 4 pick. Stroud, we already knew if you had any questions about his arm talent, we know now. Just 60 yards in the air, absolutely incredible. And number 1, Anthony Richardson. Need I say more? He broke 2 category records for the quarterback sector and ran a 4.4 40-yard dash as a quarterback. He ranked a 99 score on the athleticism scale, or I don't know how they do it, but next gen stats, he scored a 99 on the athletic scale for quarterbacks. Before it was Robert Griffin III, and we know that Robert Griffin III would have been an absolute terror in the league if he hadn't gotten injured. And this just shows the kind of athlete Anthony Richardson is. 6'4", 250, running a 4.4 40-yard dash. Those are my top 10 players who absolutely showed out from the NFL Combine, and that will complete this episode of Drake's Corner. I plan to have a March Madness video, bracketology, Drake's Corner style, and I will have another NFL mock draft with trades coming up soon. That is going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. Go follow my Instagram at Drake's Corner Sports. Go like the video. Please subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And, comment down if you'd like a Drake's Corner t-shirt. They're $20, and they're on my Instagram. And I'm at a point in my channel career where my channel is small enough where I read every comment. So if you're interested in a Drake's Corner t-shirt, comment down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.